Welcome back to Boomstick Gaming. I'm Alex, and I've been playing some Isonzo, which is a large-scale multiplayer shooter set during World War I. There are 6 different character classes here, and each role will cater to different types of playstyles. Do you like to build barricades and create choke points? Do you enjoy giving orders and assisting teammates? Or do you need to get gnarly right up close and personal in the trenches? Well, let's find out. First off is the officer class, which must be much more observant of the entire battlefield. An officer doesn't wield the strongest firearms, but they can make tactical suggestions, plan out routes for the team on the minimap, provide passive buffs, improve respawn timers, and call in large AoE bombardments. After an area has been marked by a signal flare, they can use the officer's telephone structure to call in artillery blasts, smoke or chemical cover, recon, and bombing runs. Looking at the officer on the Austro-Hungarian side, for their primary weapons, they mostly use short to medium range pistols and revolvers, but can unlock one harder hitting rifle later on. For their secondary items, they start with a flare gun, which is primarily used to target where your airstrikes can be placed, and it's much easier to know the exact spot the flare is going to mark if you just glance down at the minimap while aiming it. Then they get the binoculars, which can be used to mark enemies or their structures. They also get a canteen, which provides a buff which lessens the effects of gunfire suppression and gives temporary unlimited stamina. The tools they come with are the cutters for getting through barbed wire, a shovel which is used to destroy enemy structures, bandages to partially heal yourself or fully heal a teammate, and a whistle which can be used to give orders on the field or reduce the respawn timer for anyone around you. For their passive perks, they start with Assault Officer, which improves the whistle's ability cooldown. The Engineer Officer provides a construction and sabotage speed buff to teammates near you. Frontline Officer lets you spawn on any squad's leader and also allows their leaders to spawn on you. Alpine Officer lets you spawn on any teammates that are in close proximity to an active objective. And Inspirational Officer gives a buff to the teammates around you, which increases stamina and lessens weapon sway. Jumping over to the Kingdom of Italy Officer, everything will function exactly the same as the other side, but they do have entirely different guns. They get one less pistol option, but they do gain access to one rifle later on, just like the other side does. So overall for the officer class, this is best suited for a smart tactician-focused player who likes to hang around the back of the front lines, giving suggestions for the team and being a strong leader to the entire group. The better you are at staying alive and not getting your face blown off, the more use your teammates will reap from your passive buffs, and your airstrike placements can make or break the team's total success. Next is the Rifleman class, which is all about playing right on the objective, lobbing explosives, and keeping everyone's ammo stocked up. They can use their handheld goodie boxes to provide ammo directly to teammates, or drop down a larger ammo crate to create a restocking point. This is one of the more straightforward but well-rounded classes that primarily focuses on the core aspects of FPS. Shoot, blow stuff up, and don't die. Looking at the Kingdom of Italy's Riflemen, their main weapons are precise rifles that are well suited for just about any range. Some have a bayonet attached to the end for stronger melee strikes, and the others will have an old-fashioned noob tube style grenade that can be launched. For secondary items, they have the ammo box to supply teammates or mounted guns with ammunition, and a throwable hand grenade. For their tools, they come with a wire cutter, bandages to partially heal themselves or fully heal teammates, and a shovel which can be used to destroy structures or construct a large ammo crate if they have the associated perk. Speaking of, the ammo carrier perk allows you to make ammo crates, and those also provide bonus ammo to anyone who spawns near them. Point Man will slightly increase the weight you apply to capturing objectives. Rifle Grenader will give you an extra rifle-mounted grenade and somewhat increase their accuracy. Marksman will lessen your weapon sway, and Chaplain will increase the speed in which you use bandages. Over on the Austro-Hungarian side, they have a different array of rifles with slightly different stats, but everything else is the same except for their grenades, which do have a smaller blast radius. Overall, the Rifleman is pretty self-explanatory. Play right on the objective, kill, and provide ammo support to everyone around you. If you're a raw, aggressive player, this is one of the best classes suited for that. Then we have the Engineer, who is the main builder of the group, being able to efficiently assemble structures and deploy offensive and defensive barriers of their own. Engineers are the best bomb planters and diffusers, and are very effective at barbed wire removal. Looking at the Austro-Hungarian Engineer, they have 3 decent range rifles to choose from, each with a bayonet attached. For the Engineer's secondary items, they can either get a sidearm revolver or a throwable grenade. For their tools, they get a set of wire cutters and bandages to partially heal themselves or fully heal teammates. I'm going to keep saying that one so it's lodged in your brain to actually heal your bros. Engineers also get an advanced building tool which allows them to construct different barbed wire barriers, defensible sandbags, or even a small sniper shield for someone to post up on. For perks, they have Wire Company, which increases wire cutting and wire building speeds, and when on the attacker side, enables permanent wire removal. Sapper Company lets you plant and defuse bombs faster. Support Company will improve your handling and construction speed of mortars and heavy machine guns. Death Company gives your character armor, which reduces damage and suppression from explosives. And Engineer Company increases your construction and sabotage speed. On the Italy side, they have 3 different rifles to choose from, a slightly worse revolver but a slightly better grenade, and everything else is the same. Overall, the Engineer spends slightly less time actually shooting, since they have so many useful buildable structures to be plopping down. If you like to synergize with your teammates, providing them extra cover and sniping spots, along with locking down and protecting your flanks, the Engineer is the way to go for battlefield construction work. Next is the Assault class, which excels at run and gun tactics, utilizing explosives, and playing at the very front of the pack. They can also eventually unlock a light machine gun, which is useful for laying down suppressing fire for your teammates to advance. Looking at Italy's Assault class, their primary weapon options consist of 2 rifles with bayonets, a pistol, and a high fire rate LMG. For secondary items, they get the Canteen, which gives you a buff which lessens the effects of suppressing fire and gives temporary unlimited stamina. They also get 2 different throwable grenade options and a dagger. For their tools, they come with the wire cutters, bandages which partially heal yourself or fully heal teammates, and a shovel which allows them to build and destroy structures or put down a grenade crate with the associated perk. For their perks, they have the Saboteur, which increases their sabotage speed. Grenadier will let them put down that grenade crate, which also gives a bonus stock of grenades to anyone who spawns near it. Support Gunner makes light and heavy machine guns do more of a suppressing effect. Veteran lets them bleed out much slower, and Quick Shot increases their aim down sight speed. The Austro-Hungarian Assault class has a different set of guns, most notably though, their light machine gun fires much slower but hits harder, and their secondary melee weapon is faster than Italy's dagger. Overall for the Assault class, if you're eager to be using something other than a single-shot rifle, pistol, or revolver, their light machine gun might just win you over, but you do need to play a while to unlock it. Another pretty straightforward combat class with some great area suppression. Then we have the Mountaineer, which is the main intel class, being able to spot and mark enemies or structures for the team to see. The Mountaineer synergizes great with the Officer class, since their spotting mechanic really helps with planning out the best spots for air support. Checking out the Austro-Hungarian Mountaineer, they have 4 primary rifles to pick from, all with bayonets attached. For secondary items, they get the binoculars, which allow them to spot enemies and structures. They get a flare gun just like the officer class, which can also help them reveal an area. The canteen will reduce suppression effects and give them temporary unlimited stamina. They also get a melee weapon and a small horn, which gives a buff to teammates around them, increasing their bolt action firing speed and movement speed. For their tools, they get wire cutters, bandages to partially heal themselves or fully heal teammates, and a shovel for building and destroying structures or laying down a periscope with the associated perk. Looking at their perks, they get light infantry, which increases their base movement speed. Observer lets them construct a periscope so other classes can locate enemies and structures. Alpinist will increase their vaulting and climbing speed. Spotter greatly increases the duration an enemy will remain spotted for everyone else. And Sniper will increase their ADS zoom level when they're holding their breath. For Italy's Mountaineer, everything is going to be the same except for their primary guns being a little different. Overall, this is a class that works best when playing the mid to back lines, and their spotting abilities and buffs will make them a fan favorite of your entire team, especially from your officers. The Mountaineers are one of the few classes that, when played right, can drastically improve the performance of every other class on your team. And last, at the back of the pack, we have the Marksman class. This is the backline assassin of the group, utilized best from a distance. This is pretty self-explanatory, you know what a sniper is. Looking at Italy's Marksman, they have 5 long-range rifles, 3 with bayonets, and 2 with long-range scopes on them. For secondary items, they have 3 sidearms to choose from, which help counter the low fire rate from their primaries. For their tools, they get the barbed wire cutters, bandages to fully heal teammates or partially heal themselves, and a shovel which can be used to construct or destroy structures. For their perks, they get Scout, which increases their reload and bolting speeds. Sentry will give them body armor, which lessens damage and suppression effects from explosives. Stalker will allow them to move faster while crouched or prone. Specialist will reduce their weapon sway when they're laying prone. And Elite Marksman will increase the time they can hold their breath while aiming. The Austro-Hungarian Marksman gets 1 extra rifle option, 2 of which have long-range scopes and the rest will have bayonets. Overall, this class is 1 part lining up long-range shots, another part seeking out the perfect little nuggets to post up on. The Marksman is best utilized by a sneaky backline player with an accurate but quick aim. And that makes up the 6 different character classes in Isonzo. But down in the comments, let me know if your team officer, rifleman, engineer, assault, mountaineer, marksman, or if you're going to play a bit of each. You've been watching Boomstick Gaming, I'm Alex, and good luck surviving WW1.